Hello there YouTube, Mr. Baksh here, and I have been playing Genshin Impact since launch, and since then I've been really fond of a particular character, Razor, who, unlike most people's favourite character, isn't a 5-star. For most of the game he hasn't really had like his own sort of weapon that worked better for him specifically. He could always use like the trusty free-to-play prototype Archaic, but it's not optimal. However, the new sort of Claymore weapon, Song of Broken Pines, has been released, and though I missed out on Eula, I was lucky enough to get one. Now this weapon, at level 90, has the highest base damage of any weapon, coming in at a crazy 741. Its secondary stat is physical damage bonus, which is great for Razor, because he kind of thrives off that. And it has a total physical damage bonus of 20.7%. So now this already sounds like a great weapon for Razor, but it gets even better, and that's because of the secondary sort of effect that it has on the weapon. So with that, you get a base, with the secondary effect, you get a 16% base damage increase. On top of that, you also get a further 20% base, well, not base damage, sorry, overall damage. You get a 20% attack percent increase. So you get 16 as standard, just from having the weapon equipped, 16% attack percent increase, and then you get a further 20% attack percent increase once you've had 4 hits with his weapon. So a total of 36% just from four basic attacks. And to top it off, during those time period while the effect lasts, which is 20 seconds, you also get a further 12% increase in attack speed. So just to give a comparison, I've also got a level 90 Wolfs Gravestone. So the Wolfs Gravestone base stack 608, attack percentage 49.6%. Obviously you got to increase attack percentage by 20% there. So overall you are going to start off with a bigger number. So his overall attack is 2,464 with Wolfs Gravestone. With Song of Broken Pines, its overall damage is 2,282, but keep in mind that's without the 4 basic attacks. Once he hits the 4 basic attacks, he would be hitting at around 2,400 also, maybe more. So yeah, so it's not massively different in the overall end sort of attack thing, but with this as well you get the bonus of the 12% attack speed, which he also gets a bonus of when he's using his elemental burst. So in his elemental burst he gets a bonus attack speed of 40%. So if you've got that and you've also got the Song of Broken Pines, you've got a 52% increase in attack speed. So I think they can stack, because on the weapon it doesn't mention any sort of similar effects. It says only the millennial movement type. So I think there's going to be another weapon coming that's going to be coming with Kazuha, that's going to potentially also have something similar, or something like that, a millennial movement buff. But that won't be able to stack with this. So if you have it on a different character, yeah. So this, yeah, so because it affects the entire party. So it says here, all of them will be consumed, and all nearby party members will obtain the Millennial Movement banner hymn. So I'd imagine the other one would be Millennial Movement, and then I have a different name for maybe the weapon that's coming with Kazuha. So I've got a test set up for both of these weapons with the exact same artifacts on both sort of tests. So I haven't got the best artifacts in the world, but I got a 50% crit rate and crit damage of 123.8%. So overall 181% energy recharge. Everything else stays the same apart from the physical damage bonus. There's going to be a 20.7% difference, so it's 134% on Song of Broken Pines. And then when I swap over to Wolfs Gravestone, you lose that additional sort of 20% there, and you get a boost in attack. So you go down to 113.3%. So yeah, for this test we're going to be using the artifact the Pale Flame, which is pretty much, for me anyway, it's the best one for Razor at this moment in time, mainly because it obviously gives you the bonus physical damage 25%, but also gives you an additional 9% attack each time you use your E. So with Razor's E, it's on a very sort of short cooldown, so you can use it really quickly within about 3 seconds or so. So you can use it once. Obviously with his as well, it does perform even better with this set, probably because it stacks with everything else. So when you use Claw and Thunder, which when you just press it, not hold it, it does also reduce the defense of whoever it is that you're fighting. So I think you have to be a certain constellation in order for that to happen. But considering how long Razor's been in the game, I'd imagine that it would be quite a lot of people who would have him at least maybe C4. If you don't, I can't imagine there'd be a huge difference. But it does also decrease his defense of whoever he's fighting by 15%. So it does specify there that you do have to press and not hold. So that lasts for 7 seconds as well, which is a reasonable amount of time. It then doesn't have any sort of cooldown, so it'll happen each time he presses it, which means he can have it on and pretty much constantly be shredding 15% defense off the enemy. So my Razor is C6. The rest of his stuff just kind of give boost to his E and also to his elemental burst. Even if you just have the second one, which isn't too bad as well, he gets an extra 10% boost in crit if the enemy's health is below 30%, and he also gets picking up elemental all increases Razor's damage by 10% for 8 seconds, which is also another good one, because that can keep happening, so he can maintain sort of a high level attack for pretty much indefinitely while he's in the fight. So his final one, obviously, that's just it's added extra. It's not really needed. It's not really that big of a deal. It just means that the first sort of strike when you usually start a fight, you'll get that extra electro damage in there, which can be good for the Cryo Regispine and other sort of anything that has a sort of shield. So the rest of his kit, as you've seen, it's just it's this Pale Flame, which obviously isn't the best. Haven't got the best stats for it that you can get. You could probably get much better and start getting higher, but this is pretty good. 50% crit rate, which is not. It has got the 2-1 ratio, but it's still pretty good. Yeah, so with these two tests, I'm going to be using on Cryo Regispine for both these weapons. I'm going to be using the same. Everything else is going to be exactly the same. We're not going to be using any elemental bursts. So with the Song of Broken Pine, we managed to get it to 27.3 seconds, managed to take down the Cryo Regispine, and with the Wolf's Gravestone, it was 25.25 seconds. So there might be a slight difference in the timer. It wasn't absolutely exact, but it was there and thereabouts. So just from that, we can see that there isn't a sort of massive difference between those two weapons on this specific character with this specific build. So I'd kind of take that as a good thing, because Wolf's Gravestone is clearly one of the best 5-star Claymore weapons on there, because it just gives any character that you have a massive boost in attack. So obviously it's got his base damage at 608 and an additional 70%, 50 just from here, and an additional 20 from the additional effect. And obviously that's not including the additional 40 you can get each time you get someone's health down below 30%, which is an extra added bonus as well. But for the Song of Broken Pines, obviously with its physical damage secondary stat, to be able to keep up with the pretty much keep up with the Wolfs Gravestone is great because it means that obviously this specific weapon will work well with any sort of physical claymore character. So if obviously you've got a Eula, it would work great with that. If you've got any other sort of physical character, it would work great with them as well. But to be honest, Eula and Razor would be the best choice. Anyone else best in slot most likely would be the Wolfs Gravestone. But for Razor specifically, I definitely recommend the Song of Broken Pines if you manage to get one. Obviously, I have previously used Snow Tomb Star Silver, which also had a big boost in physical damage, but I had a much lower base attack, so that's almost 160, 170 lower than the Song of Broken Pines, which is, you know, it's quite a big 180 or just under 180, which is a big difference. And then obviously even with this Wolfs Gravestone, the additional bonuses you get from the attack, it wasn't even at level 90. This isn't sort of it. Maybe with further sort of refinements you might be able to get it better, but the sort of the overall usefulness is better with Song of Broken Pines and Wolfs Gravestone than it would be with Snow Tomb Star Silver. So sort of in conclusion sort of thing, for me I would say definitely if you do have a Razor and if you do have a Song of Broken Pines, I would definitely say that for me anyway, Song of Broken Pines is definitely an incredible weapon for Razor as well as Eula. Eula probably more than Razor, but Razor is definitely one of the characters who will be able to make use of that extra bonus physical damage that you have on there. Obviously it could be even better if you had sort of better artifacts than I do. So mine aren't amazing, but they're not completely horrible either. So I managed to get a physical sort of damage cup on the Song of Broken Pines. So obviously all my artifacts are all level 20, and yeah, so I could probably do with a little bit more crit rate and a bit more crit damage. So yeah, if you had a better artifact set than I did, you would even be able to do even more damage, which for a 4-star character, even at C6, to be able to do that sort of damage, you know, you're saying anywhere between obviously his more lower attacks at like 5,000 up to, you know, 17, 18,000 if you start plugging in other factors as well, like his Zhongli shield, or if you've got 2 pyro characters on his team. So yeah, if you found the information on the video useful at all, drop a like down below, comment down below also what you thought. If there's anything that you can think of, if there's any other sort of videos on other weapons that you want me to do. I did recently get the Amos bow. I wanted to do a comparison, maybe between the Amos bow and Skyward Harp. So yeah, I could do that next, maybe just for Ganyu, just to see what sort of damage you could get from that. But yeah, if you did enjoy it, let me know, and yeah, see you in the next one.